Armenian talent pool now, and it's not about only EDA or semiconductors industry. This is a great example of how can a country lead by one industry, but of course we are proud of NVIDIA, Broadcom, AMD, Synopsys, Siemens, Emerson, Microchip, and so on. But different industries trust their challenges to Armenia, not just as a supportive country we can outsource some functions, but to build new products, support their growth. And here we talk about Adobe, we talk about R&D centers like PMI R&D, global companies like Oracle, Align, JetBrains, Data, Nippon, Quantori, and so on. So it's a real sign for me that can be proven sign that you can trust your partners' R&D functions to Armenia, because it's not a fresh cases. Some of these companies are working in Armenia for decades. The next thing, we're not just blooming and growing, we are mature. We have more than 1,250 really acting tech companies in Armenia, and almost 60,000 tech professionals working to the Armenian tech. It's quite interesting that 40% of this talent pool is a female talent pool. Yeah. Some global statistics are very beautiful, but often they are lying, like about the female talent pool. I can say that, some tech ecosystems, something like 40% of female talent pool, but only 10% of engineering female talent pool, and 30% of HR female talent pool. We have almost 30% of engineering female talent pool, and I think it's beautiful. And more than 550 companies in Armenia are product companies, and almost 35% of them are representatives of the global companies, the R&D branches of global companies. We are growing, of course. We have Armenian unicorns. We have unicorns created in Armenia and growing in Armenia. I love this term, Sonicorns. It gives some hope, and we have a lot of Sonicorns in Armenia as well. And global companies are opening their branches in Armenia, not by just opening their branches straight, but also by acquiring Armenian companies, Armenian teams. You can see a lot of companies that were acquired by global leaders and establishing their R&D branches here. And 5 main components of the Armenian tech ecosystem. Everything is starting with education, of course. Here we can divide all the stakeholders of the educational ecosystem to higher educational institutions, pre-higher educational institutions, and post-higher educational institutions. Of course, the first entry point for most of the Armenian tech people is Armat and Tumo, and I think you all know about Armat. Is MasterSpace is integrated in more than 630 schools now. Leading Armenian universities are promoting tech and STEM education now and trying their best to provide the best fundamental knowledge for Armenian youth. And I'm the founder of Armenian Code Academy, and that's the reason why the logo of ACA is bigger than others. And ACA and companies like ACA are trying to fill the gap between the universities and industry, and I'm more than sure that that gap is a permanent gap. We always will have that gap between the industry and higher education institutions, and we will always provide some fresh and necessary knowledge to Armenian youth to make them more competitive. The next thing is science. Here we can put on the collaboration between private institution. Personally, I want to thank Grant for establishing Ereván, and we can give a round of applause to Grant because he's spreading the culture of machine learning and the father of machine learning in Armenia. Also, a lot of different laboratories and science institutions created by the government, created by different companies, the corporate R&D institutions. And thanks to Gitush, we have a civic movement that supports everything and provides us with the support and negotiates with different stakeholders to make our Gitutsun more уже. Startup ecosystem drivers, and I can say that during last 10 years I see the growth of the venture capitalists in Armenia and companies like VC firms or angel networks or accelerators. They are changing the game actually, and they are the main stakeholders of the growth of Armenian startups along with the global players. And the last one, of course, we have different communities, professional communities, and we gather together, they communicate with each other, help each other. But we have also builders, and I want to say about UAP is the main builder in this ecosystem, and different initiatives that help us to resolve some issues or fill gaps in communication and cooperation between different institutions. Also, let me announce, I'm a co-founder of ITsArmenia, as you might know, is the one-stop shop for global branches to open their, global companies to open their branch in Armenia, and we will have a breakfast tomorrow at 10 a.m. right here, so feel free to join it if you want to know more about establishing branches in Armenia. The revolution, not evolution, the revolution of tech during the last 5 and 6 years is really shocking, and I think that's the window of opportunity for all of us to support the movement and rock the stage. Thank you very much.